Hello viewers and welcome to Daily Politics. I'm Hamza Idris. On the program tonight, we'll be discussing a variety of issues in the politics, ranging from post-election adjudication to the current happenings in Nigeria's political landscape, like the emergence of national leadership at the PDP Governors Forum, among other issues. And joining me to do this analysis, I have Khalid Barrow, who served as Senior Special Assistant on Empowerment to the Governor of Bauchi State, Bala Mohammed. And we're also joined by Ibrahim Uba Yusuf. He's a lecturer at the Department of Mass Communication at the University of Maiduguri. Gentlemen, welcome to the program.
Thank you so much.
We're happy having you, the man from Bauchi and the man from Borno. Welcome.
Thank you.
And viewers, will go on a quick break, and when we return, the conversation commences. Stay with us. Yes, welcome back. Khalid, I think I should start with you. You served as Senior Special Assistant to Governor of Bauchi State on empowerment. He's back. We don't know what will happen to you, but you know what he did during his first term. Were you surprised when he emerged as the chairman of PDP Governors Forum?
Well, let me begin by thanking you most sincerely for having me again. This is the second time.
Yes, we had you, I think, 2 or 3 months ago.
Yes, this is the second time I'm coming to your studio. I am the immediate past Senior Special Assistant. The cabinet was dissolved and we were free of our responsibility for now. Well, it's never a surprise to me seeing my principal becoming the chairman of the second most populous party in the country. That's the People's Democratic
So you are admitting that APC is the most populous now?
Of course, now APC as a ruling party.
Okay.
Yes.
You don't have contention?
No. I don't have any contention. This is a reality. The APC is in control of over 20 governors and more than 68 senators and over 200 members of the House of Representatives. So APC currently is the ruling party. So imagine the emergence of Governor Bala Mohammed, is a testimony of his competence, the testimony of his, credibility, and also his political sagacity and his will, in supporting his own political party, the PDP. As a former senator, a former minister, and a governor who served for a term and now coming back to serve for second term, it's a very a very large of experience for him, and nominating him and confirming him as the chairman of the governors of the PDP, it gives me joy and pleasure that by the grace of God, PDP is coming back stronger than ever before.
What is your take, Mala Ibrahim?
Well, before the election, Bauchi aspired to become the flag bearer for People's Democratic Party.
Yes.
Unfortunately, he lost.
Flag bearer,
Yes, he lost. And there was a move to join the G5 governors, Wike and co.
Autumn,
Makinde,
and others,
And others. And Kawaram Bauchi, as at then, was a very strong PDP member that even the then presidential candidate strongly relied, because PDP was seen as a...
You are referring to Atiku. He relied on him heavily.
Yes, was seen as a stronghold where PDP could easily clinch victory. Now, looking at his antecedents in view of the fact that he was a senator, and then he served as FCT minister during Jonathan, and then he served as a governor. And then if you look at the crop of PDP governors that were elected, he is among the most experienced. Yes, so it's not surprising seeing Bala Mohammed emerging as PDP governor, as chairman PDP Governors Forum.
Okay.
Yes, it's not surprising. looking at, and even the developmental project he executed.
In Bauchi.
In Bauchi.
You do pass through Bauchi, even though most of the time you fly to Maiduguri.
It is important to know that, to state that he is among the few governors that has taken youths into consideration by giving them specific appointments. I will give you an example. Somebody from my constituency, not in Bauchi, but within the mass communication field.
Okay.
He gave Jamila Dahiru, Mohammed Dahiru, a commissioner, as commissioner of education.
I saw her advertisement. In fact, our editor-in-chief, I think, this afternoon, he spoke on that. The issue of carrying the youths,
yes,
and also women.
And in particular, women. You see, these are credits you must give to Bala Mohammed, okay, for championing that. And then, in all honesty, if you go to Bauchi today, Bauchi is wearing a new look. Bauchi, from the way, the last time I visited Bauchi was in 3 years ago. And if I go back to Bauchi today, I'm sure Bauchi is different on Bala Mohammed.
Okay, Khalid, some people are saying this is a precursor to what will happen 2027. Maybe he actually worked nocturnally to get the support of PDP governors to give him this so that it can serve as springboard. He contested, as Ibrahim said, 2023. Now by 2027, maybe he will become the strongest person in the opposition, being the chairman of the Governors Forum. Maybe he will throw his hat again for the presidency. Is that correct?
Well, what I keep saying about this issue of presidency, this is an issue, that is heavily relied on Nigerians, believing in your capacity, believing in your experience, believing whether you can do it or not. So his emergence as chairman of the PDP Governors Forum, I think is a very strong message that PDP want to send, that they have, one of the strongest politicians in northern Nigeria, to lead the party into 2027 victory. But for him to run for president, that is, entirely depends on what the people of this country sees in Governor Bala Mohammed. And I want to make you believe that if Nigerians feel they need Governor Bala Mohammed to throw his hat into the ring, I am telling you without any evocation of doubt, he will definitely accept that. Because it was the pursuance of the people of Bauchi State that called him to come and serve Bauchi State in 2019. And he honorably accepted that. Yeah. And like my senior brother just said, Bauchi is wearing a new look today.
So he has achieved.
Absolutely.
So I will not allow you to go deep into his achievements, but I want Ibrahim, I want you to come in. You are a communications scholar. From that prism, what is your take on what is happening? Is it really a springboard for the governor ahead of 2027, vis-a-vis the insinuation that he's also trying to unseat Waziri Adamawa? Well,
you see, Waziri was part of the inauguration. It's an indication that they have reconciled, even if it is...
Did they fight?
No, but after he was aggrieved to the extent that he visited Wike. Wike visited, the G5 visited him to seek for his support. And then
he was neither here nor there.
Yes, so Atiku became uncomfortable because of that decision. You understand? But in all honesty, you see, in spite of working for Bauchi, Bala Mohammed doesn't have any national outlook. What do I mean by this?
I don't know whether he will agree with that, but go on.
But yes, in all honesty,
I'll have to say something.
If you go outside the confines of Bauchi, nobody knows Bala Mohammed. Unlike my governor, Professor Babagana Umar Zulum, where if you go, you talk about him or you mention his name, everybody will say Zulum of Borno, Zulum of Borno. In fact, if you go to Niger, the present governor, Bago, in his campaign, he said Zulum of what? Niger. No, this is just the reality.
I saw
in spite of serving as FCT minister and senator, Bala Mohammed doesn't have any national outlook. Media coverage is very low. In terms of social media presence, he is very low. You understand? He's not among the top 5 governors you can talk of in northern Nigeria.
But he has performed at the state level.
He has performed,
Even
and
though
there is no doubt about that.
To actually
you understand?
Start campaigning, but maybe to understand what will happen and what should be expected ahead of 2027. But he said he wanted to say something in relation to the points you
Well, I just want to make some corrections to what my senior brother just said.
To give your own side
I disagree with some of his views.
Okay.
Saying that Governor Bala Mohammed has an issue with Wazir in Adamawa, I doubt very, very, very much.
Quite a number of people thought that there was that issue.
This is a perception.
Okay.
But what I can authoritatively tell you is that Governor Bala Mohammed wrote a letter to the national chairman of the party then, Senator Yochi Ayo, telling him about the workings and doings of some members of the party, without mentioning the name of Wazir in Adamawa in that letter.
Okay.
So I believe if he has any issue with Wazir in Adamawa, definitely he would have indicated that in his letter.
But what was the content of the letter? Some of us have forgotten.
The content of the letter was that these people, he made mention of some of them.
Yeah.
These people are working against our party.
Okay.
And believe you me, they are not only working against Governor Bala Mohammed, they are working against every single individual that is running for election under that political party.
Okay.
Because when anti-party comes in, it doesn't only consume who you want to consume. It can consume the whole house.
Can we say that anti-party posturing was responsible for the failure of PDP during the election?
Of course. PDP lost in Rivers, one of their strongest hold.
It also lost in Benue.
In Benue.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that Yocha Ayu...
Even in Makinde's territory, it was APC.
And recent developments.
Yeah.
You saw how Wike, Makinde were at the villa.
Yeah.
With President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Yes.
You see...
time for payback?
It could be time for payback. And then because of the pronouncement at his inauguration speech, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu clearly mentioned that his government is a government of national unity.
Yeah, so they need that unity.
And then even before then, his talks with former governor of Kano, Rabiu Musa Konkoso, and 14th Emir of Kano, Khalifa Muhammadu Sunusi II, people assume that yes, the present administration of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu will bring all people on board, both the aggrieved, because this is no time for politicking. This is time for development. This is time for work.
For governance.
For governance.
Okay, now what do you think as chairman of opposition governance that he will bring to the table? Is it going to be, I don't know, maybe you know that. Is it going to be opposition all through, or they are going to be partners in progress? From your projection.
Opposition all through is a hypothesis. And to me, what Governor Bala Mohammed said, and I agreed with him, that he is going to work hand in hand with the government at the center.
Yeah.
One. Two, there is no any democracy in the world, be it the oldest democracy of United States of America, that has no opposition.
Yeah.
So definitely politics, there must be opposition, but opposition criticisms, very, very, very serious criticisms on issues and policies and programs of government that have so much effect to the lives of the citizens of the country.
Yeah.
One. Two, on the issue of national outlook that my brother just talked about, I think he was talking on the perspective of media expertise.
Okay.
But I want to tell you that Governor Bala Mohammed has a national outlook. Now, if you look at his journey in the political arena from 2007 to date, look at Bauchi State. Look at the kind of politicians we have in Bauchi. Nobody in Bauchi as a politician that matched the record of Governor Bala Mohammed.
Even his godfathers.
All of them.
Like Yuguda, Muazu.
All of them.
His godfathers.
All of them. You know. All of them. Nobody matched the record of Governor Bala Mohammed. So if somebody who will be in a political arena from 2007 to date will not have a national outlook, then I don't think anybody in this country has a national outlook in politics.
No, you are looking your own from the political perspective, and as you rightly said, his own from the media perspective.
Expert,
yes, Malay Ibrahim, we deliberately brought you, honestly, to talk partly on how the media fared during Buhari and what is expected most likely during Tinubu.
Well, let me go down memory lane. 8 years is not 8 days. We saw a lot of issues that happened, especially with the media. It was the first time that a newspaper wrote an editorial and took a decision that a sitting president will be addressed with a general. The Punch.
That tag, yeah.
That tag. You see? And what happened? What led to this? It is on the premise that the government is not friendly. It's not media friendly.
But how friendly should government be?
But on a serious note,
yes.
Before he took over, there were a lot of media campaigns about Buhari, negative media campaigns. PDP earmarked millions of naira for media campaign. We saw dangerous documentary on AIT and other media organizations that was negative and could affect the voting population for the then APC. So when they came on board, we saw how public media organizations were one-sided in their reportage. If you look at the news alignment of NTA, for instance, for the first 20 minutes, it's PDP all through.
I allow you to call the names because you are a media scholar.
Yes.
And it is
and
within
researches
that.
Have shown that. Researches have shown that.
You are not just dropping names.
I'm not just dropping names. Researches, empirical works have shown that.
Okay.
If you look at news alignment of what happened, because there were a lot of studies that examined political coverage of election, and then how opposition parties or people from the opposition were covered during the election.
Okay, compared to the ruling government.
Compared to the ruling government. I can give you two examples.
Okay.
Jamila Dahiru and one other scholar did a study in 2016 analyzing 2015 election. Professor Pate and Yaradua did a study from BUK, did a study on election outcome of election. So there are other studies that also buttress these findings. Now, in all honesty, the 8 years of Buhari, we saw media attack. Daily Trust was attacked. In fact, the chapter Senator Irogbu and General S.K. Usman wrote, we contributed a chapter. We opened it with the attack, the attempt to gag the press, which there was an attack on Daily Trust.
You cited Daily Trust in that?
We cited Daily Trust.
What did?
No, there were two. There were two issues. You know, the military. The military.
He was one of those who led the onslaught on Daily Trust.
The military had a very different view, and Daily Trust also took a different position. But the bone of contention, this happened under a democratic elected government.
All right.
You understand? It's not about who is at fault or who is on the right track. You understand? We took a very moderate position to analyze the both sides. To bring out the issues. To bring out the bone of contention so that the public will judge. You understand? I know it's about the issue of national security and exposing sensitive information, isn't it? That the military saw as what? As against the national security ethics. But Daily Trust, on the other hand, was looking at that from the pedestal of what? Public interest. Public and national interest. So these were the issues. So it's not about who is right or who is wrong. But this happened under a democratically elected president.
And you believe that the handling wasn't really
democratic.
It
wasn't democratic because if you look at the submissions or the positions taken by the Guild of Editors, Proprietors Association of Nigeria,
NPI,
all over. In fact, it was among the recorded incidents of what? Media attacks.
Wow.
Apart from that, we saw how media practitioners were denied accreditation to cover the president and commander-in-chief.
Yeah.
Even though it was a bit of ideological war.
Okay.
You understand? Because of what? The political economy of the owners.
It affected their chances of having
getting
access to
full accreditation.
Yeah.
So they were denied. AIT, the Punch,
Yeah,
and a few other reporters. So this is not about hearsay. It happened.
Yeah, there are empirical evidences.
One other international organization recorded that during the Buhari administration, there were 8 different attacks on the media.
Wow.
8 different attacks on the media.
Including the one on our establishment.
So these are what? Documented evidences to give us an overview of how the media fared.
On that.
I'm not saying the government is fair. And then most importantly, we saw how media organizations were sanctioned by NBC. The outcome of 20
to actually
the outcome of 20
fine-tune their operations.
The outcome of 2019 election. No,
President.
I teach media regulation. I support the action taken by NBC. And but on the other hand, you see a team of what? Media experts form a coalition and then took over that case to Federal High Court. Just a month ago, there was a judgment by the justice of that court that the decision by NBC to fine about 45 media organizations that violated political broadcast code is illegal.
Yeah.
The reason is simple from the judgment that NBC court, which empowers NBC to sanction, because there are 3 ways of of media regulation adopted by NBC. One is by licensing, one is by sanctioning, and one is by monitoring.
Wow.
If you look at the issue of licensing, it has the powers to what? Withdraw your license if you err. Or if you have failed to renew your license, it can what? It can withdraw. And then if you have commit or violated a section of what? The broadcast code, it can fine you. The decision or the judgment passed by that judge is that same NBC code is in conflict with Section 6 of the extant law of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Oh, very interesting.
Because
you're lecturers when they are talking,
because NBC,
continue convincing you.
NBC is not a court.
Yeah.
So
it cannot actually pass judgment.
Luckily, my HOD, the 6th edition of the NBC Code is under review.
Yes.
And I happen to be part of those that submitted inputs on how to review.
Make it better.
And one of my submission is that, you know, in 2022, Lai Mohammed, the president, amended the Advertising Regulatory Council of Nigeria, ARCON bill. And then signed into law, it became ARCON Act 2022. One of the outcomes of the bill, of the act, is that advertising tribunal was inaugurated. So we expected that if there should be review in the chapter where there's categorical about issues related to sanctioning, there should be a broadcast tribunal that will be saddled with this responsibility. By so doing, it will address the issue of conflict between because a tribunal, by all definition, has the capacity and the constitutional right to hear
sanction.
Yes, this matters.
All right. I want you to come in because you're listening attentively. So from the political perspective, was your governor affected by the performance of the media during his first term? Was the media favorable to him or neutral? Or he actually suppressed it also in Bauchi?
Well, you know, one thing about Governor Bala Mohammed is that we are grateful to God that he is a journalist by profession.
He read.
You understand?
So
having such makes him to be a media-friendly governor. And I want to tell you that he has a smooth working relationship with the media in Bauchi. Yes, maybe there are some shortcomings here and there, but
which I'm fully aware.
Yes, but I want to tell you that all issues relating to media suppression in Bauchi has never happened, and he will never allow it. as a member of the fourth estate of the realm, he will never allow it to happen.
You are vouching for him. Maybe Ibrahim, you should come in now. What about the issue of fake news before we move to how the media should fare in an ideal situation under Tinubu? Fake news.
You see, one of the issues that Tinubu, one of the issues related to fake news that happened under Tinubu's administration, first 7 or 10 days, 8 days in office, is the issue reported by Daily Trust. About how CBN devalued the currency.
Yes.
It was an exclusive story, an investigative story that Daily Trust initiated and then published on the front page. Now, after that story, people people all over Nigeria were worried. And it led to the reaction of CBN. You see on the front page, there was this bold inscription of fake news.
And they slam it on their
website. So I was wondering, I said, there are issues, how issues of such nature can be handled. You can sue Daily Trust to court if you are not satisfied with their reportage.
Absolutely.
Or you can petition Daily Trust before MPC, Press Council, to seek redress. But going further to say that this is fake news on the basis of protecting maybe or managing crisis which has happened is uncalled for.
So you think they went overboard?
If I were Daily Trust, I would sue CBN to court because I have my facts.
We do.
I have my facts and I am ready to defend it.
Well, what we did was to now issue a statement saying
I read
we
the
stand
statement
by our story, and we said if they have any contrary view to what we reported, they should also share it with the world, but they are yet to do that.
But there are indicators of fake news.
Okay.
And in all honesty, I'm not praising Daily Trust, but if you look at Daily Trust is a brand name, has made its name, and it's
we
not
protect it jealously.
And it's not among those category of emerging media organizations. It has passed that level.
Absolutely.
It's not among those.
It's
not among those caliber of emerging media outfits that want to break a news just to get traffic on their website or get more readership. What other readership will they get from publishing such a fake news?
But Khalid, were you surprised? I know you want to add to what he said.
Absolutely.
So I'm adding a question so that you can put them together. That when that incident happened, because we're talking about fake news. People don't really understand what fake news is all about. Of course, you are a politician. Maybe you will not give the definition that Ibrahim will give. But are we not in crisis that when things like that happen, you see the social media, you see even the legacy media lashing on what the CBN did, for instance, to say it is fake news. Now, many legacy media, they lash on that. They say, okay, Daily Trust lied. Almost more than 70% of media houses, they carried that. Not to talk about social media. Is this normal?
So they align with CBN.
Because I know that when we started this work, it wasn't like this. What is your take on this?
Well, to me, in the very first place, I want to align myself with Mala Ibrahim. I see this as number one weakness of the president and commander-in-chief. Because on this particular issue of
you are making reference to the same.
Yes. Because central bank is an apex bank. Central bank is a bank that generates and produce policies, monetary policies that have direct effect to our own economy and to the lives of the citizens of this country. Now, Daily Trust brought a news that central bank has devalued naira to about 631 to a United States dollar. Then central bank is now debunking that news.
Say it was
using the same media outfit, not Daily Trust, but friends of the media, debunking that news. Then I think the president should have questioned the CBN governor. what is going on this particular issue.
Yeah.
Daily Trust said
maybe they are cohorts, they are on the same page.
If they are cohort, then it means we have a problem in this country.
Okay, misleading the public.
Giving misleading information to the public.
Okay, Malay Ibrahim,
let me just land.
Yes.
Devaluation of Naira has a general effect in our own economy.
Yes.
Now, Daily Trust said they have evidence that some people went to central bank and obtained United States dollar to that amount of Naira.
Yeah.
And then CBN is saying no.
It is still 400.
Then I expect CBN to call Daily Trust, come forward and present your evidence. Or the president should do that. But still, this issue has been swept under the carpet. But I want to advise Daily Trust not to fold their arms on this particular issue. Because they have a responsibility for Nigerians to give them the accurate news that they have been given all this while.
Honestly, I expected follow-up stories about that.
What we did was to actually prove our case, and it has been accepted because the responses we got actually monumental, and people said they commended us with the way we manage it, because we allowed everyone to do whatever he likes up till around 6 p.m. now. With the consent of the management and board of the company, we now issued a statement that we stand by our story. These are our reasons, and if they have any contrary view, they should bring it. We'll also bring our facts. But the question I want you to answer is it normal? Because I know when we were in school, we were told that if there is a story and somebody contradicts that story, the ideal thing for other media houses is to actually do verification.
Yes.
To do independent verification so that they can come to reinforce the first story or to join those who were agreed in debunking the story to make society better. Of course, like Business Day and one other, they were able to do independent stories and verified what we did.
You see, the economy now, the media business generally, we are in a competitive media market. And because of this competition, which is unhealthy, let me put it this way, which is unhealthy, every media organization wants to break the news first.
Yeah.
And this is as a result of so many factors. Pressure from the editor or from the news media, so that it will be able to generate traffic on their website, among other so many reasons.
Wow.
And then the ability of that news to trend for a while, you understand?
Yeah.
So you see, like I told you earlier, Daily Trust is a brand name. There are so many rivals in the market, which...
So some will be very happy if we get it wrong.
Yes, and this is the first time that an institution is debunking a report, an investigative story by Daily Trust. So the pedigree of that institution, CBN for that matter, and then the media organization in question, you understand? So by following that path, of course, there is a right of reply, which we all know. Daily Trust can also air the story of CBN, because it is right of reply.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
But other media organizations, as you rightly captured, should have initiated an independent story to find out whether this story by Daily Trust is true or false.
All right. Thank you very much, Malay Ibrahim. We will go on a break, and when we return, the conversation commences. Viewers, stay with us. Welcome back. If you are just joining, you are watching Daily Politics on Trust TV. Do well to follow us across all our social platforms on Facebook, Instagram, and watch us live on YouTube. Still having the studio, Ibrahim Uba Yusuf from the Mass Communication Department, University of Maiduguri, and Khalid Barrow, who served as Senior Special Assistant on Empowerment to Governor Bala Mohammed of Bauchi State. Once again, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Yes. Before we went on break, it was Ibrahim. So in this situation, it should be you. Going slightly away from the fake news thing, what are you expecting from the media now that we have new government led by Asuwaju Tinubu?
Well, I want to say that the media organization should know that they are a catalyst of development. They can be a weapon to destroy people, and they can be, you know, an instrument where the country can live in peace and harmony. So I want to employ the media houses, I mean the government entirely, you understand, to play neutrality in terms of managing or handling the affairs of media houses in this country.
So that the media will not feel gagged.
Absolutely, and so that the media will not feel they are lopsided or sidelined in the affairs of the country.
Okay.
Because they have a role to play in our unity and peace and whatever. Because if you could remember, when there is any kind of campaign, either a health campaign, a policy in this country, or whatever campaign, they will say we should use the media.
Yeah.
Then if we know truly the importance, yes, if we truly believe in the importance of the media to bring unity and peace in this country, then we should be fair and just to the media organizations.
Okay, Ibrahim, is it all bad during the 8-year period of President Buhari, or there are certain issues or initiatives by the government that actually help drive the media development?
Well, there are a lot of positive developments related to media.
Okay.
I will just mention one.
Okay.
And it has to do with the emergence of specialized media organizations.
As how?
For the first time, it's additional trajectory to the media history we have in Nigeria.
Okay.
You see, we have public media or public
interest media.
We have private media, we have campus, and then we have community. But along the line, for the first time in the history of Nigeria, the security operatives started establishing media organizations, which I will refer or I coined as specialized media organizations.
I think you headed one.
Yes, I headed one, and I also wrote a paper, and then in that paper I submitted that they should be called specialized media for two reasons. One, if you look at the military media organization, they were established to serve as an offshoot for the media campaign in the fight against insurgency and terrorism.
Is it not actually a propaganda tool for
no,
the media
not propaganda.
to suppress real
not
stories?
Not propaganda. They are specialized. They are specialized. And
when you were there, were they telling the truth?
Of course.
Sure?
Of course. Secondly, if you look at now, that gave room for other institutions like road safety, customs, and other the police and other security outfits to also make move to establish their own media. You may give it different coloration to say it's a propaganda tool of the chiefs, of the heads of security agencies. But
he who pays the
piper detects the tune. It's a normal cliche within the media. But in all honesty, they are specialized media, and they have added to the entire media outlook we have in Nigeria. And if you cannot discuss media history today without making reference to these newly established radio stations or television stations that are coming on board. The credit goes to Buhari. Under his administration, we saw this, that even researchers and scholars are also making effort to study. You understand?
Yeah. So what are your expectations before we move to other national issues?
Well, like Buhari, the way Buhari was attacked by the media, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, you see, before the inauguration, there were a lot of ill campaigns about him.
Yeah.
But I want the president to know that now he is the president.
Yeah.
He belongs to everybody. He should forget about those that did media campaigns about him. He should focus, and the media should, in this regard, set the agenda clearly and correctly for the president and his incoming cabinet.
You're talking about the agenda setting role.
The agenda setting role or function of the media.
Okay.
This is the time the media should help in showing him the direction of who is capable and who is not capable. Yeah. From the inception of submission of names to National Assembly for screening, I expect that media should do independent stories that will do a profile check
Okay.
on the caliber of people.
We shouldn't allow it to the DSS.
Yes.
Don't even allow that for the DSS. The media should take it upon themselves to do a profile check
Yeah.
on the nominees.
on the nominees to be appointed by the president.
Okay.
I know so many people want to be compensated for their efforts towards the victory of the present administration. But Nigeria, as the present situation, is not.
It's not about compensation.
It's not about compensation. We want to get it right.
It's not business as usual.
We want to get it right.
Now, I'm very happy that you brought this issue of helping the National Assembly, the DSS, to get it right, which takes us to another interesting issue. And I want Khalid to start before I get back to you. Do you think the president will get it right with the National Assembly, the way things are going now?
Well, you know, different politicians have different perceptions on the issue of the president deepening his hand in the election of the leadership of the National Assembly. But I want to believe that some people believe that between 2015 and 2019, President Buhari was held hostage by the National Assembly of then. That is
because he did not
very
participate
good. That is according to some perception of the politicians, that President Buhari did not bring his stooge or protege as the president of the Senate or the Speaker of the House of Representatives. So that is why people are making so much emphasis within the ranking of the APC to see that the president make sure that he deepen his hand in the election of the National Assembly. Just before I come to this studio, I watched an interview of a senator-elect from Kano, Senator Kawu Sumaila of NNPP. He was like questioning the president's interest in the election of the National Assembly, that the president should not make mistake of imposition. Well, I want to say that National Assembly are just like tire in a car.
So they are indispensable.
Absolutely. If there is no tire, the car will not move. National Assembly is the symbol of our own democracy, whether we like it or not. Just yesterday, I was watching Politics Today. Former governor of Kano State was asked if maybe we should adopt the unicameral or bicameral legislature. In fact, he even said we don't even need the two assemblies.
We need one.
We need one. So, Nigeria is a country of over 250 million. Close to that.
Different statistics.
Yes,
some say 205, 210.
Yes, close to about 250 million. With about 500 and above legislators, I don't think we can say we don't need.
You have 108, you have 360.
You have 108, you have 109 in the Senate.
109,
You have 360 in the House of Representatives. And you keep saying we don't need the two assemblies? No, I don't think it's fair to a generation that are coming on board, because we have the Senate, we have the House of Representatives, we have the Nigerian Youth Parliament established by the Federal Ministry of Youth and Sport during the then late President Umar Musa Yar'Adua. We have the State Youth Parliament, we have Children Parliament. All these are institutions meant to train young people into legislative affairs. So I feel we need it and we have to continue using it. But I want to advise the president to look inward and avoid the crisis of substitution or changing of leadership of the Senate, just like what happens in the last, Third Republic during President Obasanjo's time, when we have series of changes of Senate presidents from Adolfo Suabara to Anyim Pius Anyim to
quite a number. I don't know. I can see you are nodding your head in agreement or in disagreement. I don't know where you belong.
Well, I have a different view. You see, we want a progressive nation. We don't need a Robustam legislature. This is for sure. But the truth of the matter is, the president may succeed in imposing the Senate president because of the number of APC senators he has. Even though there is a faction, Abdulaziz Yari, I don't know his basis for contesting because he's a first-timer.
Yeah. Well, he said he's not the first timer, that he was a member of the House of Representatives.
He was a member of the House.
So I don't know
they
the
have this
clause.
ranking
Yes.
in the...
So I don't know the clause.
Yeah.
No,
it is there. They said once
you are a member,
serve
either
a
state assembly
or
or
wherever,
House of Reps, you are
it
a
doesn't
ranking
matter
member.
whether it was 10 years, 20 years, or 30 years ago.
Okay, fine, if that is the case. But, and then there is a coalition between him and some members of the opposition,
Yeah.
thinking that they
Including members of the ruling party like Orji Uzor Kalu, Senator...
Orji Uzor Kalu is aggrieved. Is aggrieved because he wanted the Senate presidency.
Is it valid, his grievance?
Well, he supported Ahmed Lawan
Yeah.
at the APC presidential election.
Yeah.
Ahmed Lawan lost.
Yeah.
You saw his interview saying that if the APC wants to retain the leadership of this country, should zone it to the north. That was his reason for supporting Ahmed Lawan.
Yes.
But they lost at the primaries. In fact, his candidate came third.
Yeah.
And then now that a different candidate he supported, that he did not support,
Yes.
won the presidency, it's not even politically right. The calculation, it's not politically
We're
right
not happy with
to
you.
compensate him with the seat,
Senate
of the,
presidency.
the seat of Senate President.
Because he didn't
What is his
support.
contribution? How many votes did he produce? These are some of the mathematics you need to do. You understand? And then, if you truly want a national government, for instance, the third seat should be given to the south.
Okay.
I mean, to the other side of the country.
Yeah.
Because the Southwest produced the presidency,
Yeah.
Northeast produced the vice president, and then the Senate president, which is the number 3 position,
Yes.
should go to either Akwa Ibom or any Igbo state.
It's like you are supporting Akwa
Well, let me say something.
Okay, let me have his final take because we're rounding up. Before I give you just 30 seconds to also give your
Let me
final take.
say something on this issue.
Yeah, but you have to.
I'll be very brief.
Yeah.
Like you said, I think Orji Uzor Kalu that comes from the Igbo extraction of the 5 southeastern states.
Yeah.
He doesn't have any reason, to me, he doesn't have any reason to protest the issue of this Senate presidency election.
Okay.
Because the deputy speaker was zoned to the southeast.
Which you think is
Yes,
okay,
Honorable Kalu.
considering their
So I
contribution.
think if the Igbos or the Orji Uzor Kalus come, will say, okay, we are sidelined. Then what about the deputy speaker that was zoned to the same state where Orji Uzor Kalu came from?
Wow.
Mr. Kalu is from southeast.
Yeah.
Deputy speaker.
Yeah.
Tajuddin Abbas is from northwest.
Yeah.
Northwest that has the population to always
Produce president. Yeah.
They end up having a speaker of the House of Representatives.
Yeah.
Now Southeast have
But they are also
deputy
going to have the deputy
The deputy Senate president.
Yes,
which is
So
fair.
your final take,
if you look at
okay by the configuration.
Of course, if you look at the south, the northwest, they produce the highest vote to the party.
So whatever
The ruling
is given
APC.
to them is
Absolutely,
worth it.
it's
All right.
worth it.
All right. Mali Ibrahim, finally, what is your advice to the president?
Well, I want the president to know that he is our president. You see the situation in the country. He has studied, and he said he needed the job.
Yeah.
So
He should not be pitied.
He should not be
So
pitied.
he should try and get it right.
Let him get it right. The issue of ASU,
All right.
our withheld salaries.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Condition of education in the universities.
Okay.
Not only that, you cannot imagine somebody paying over 100,000 naira and then coming to university where the atmosphere is not conducive for teaching and learning.
So you should try and get that
The
right.
atmosphere for lecturers is also not fair.
It's toxic.
In your office, you don't have cooling system.
So you are now advising him to actually address some of these
He
issues.
should
Let me
address
give
this,
my
and he
thank you
should
very much.
specifically address education, security, and other infrastructural development.
You're on the same page because we have run out of time.
No, let me just say,
Time is not on our
it's
side,
just true.
honestly.
I want the president to see himself as a Nigerian president.
Okay.
Not a president of any political party.
All right.
Not a president of any tribal extraction.
Thank you very much.
Or whatever.
Thank you very much.
He should be a
Thank you
president
very
for the
much,
all.
Khalid Barrow,
Mashallah.
former senior special assistant to Governor Bala Mohammed on empowerment. We thank you for coming to the program.
very much.
And Ibrahim Uba Yusuf,
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you very much for coming to the program, for your scholastic perspective, even though you also appear to be a politician.
No.
It's all right. Thank you for coming to the program. And viewers, that's a wrap on today's package. Join us tomorrow for another interesting edition. For now, bye-bye. I'm Hamza Idris.